I have thought of so many ways to do this video, and I figured that a Q&A would be the best because it'll get your questions answered and my testimony shared. So I figured a Q&A would be like the perfect video, right? So I did a poll on my social media. I had it up for 24 hours and it said, you know, what questions do you want me to answer about Invisalign? And you guys sent me a whole bunch of questions, so thank you for that. So the questions are on my phone, and I'm just gonna like be reading the questions off. The questions are not in any specific order. I'm answering all the questions that were asked on my social media. So if your question was in there, it's getting answered in this video. It's not in any specific order, so if you ask the question, just stay tuned to find out the answer, okay? So let's get started. First question, how much did it cost? It cost $5,000. To be specific, $4,900. How did I afford it? So basically with my dentist, what they made me do is put $2,000 down. I think it was like $1,900 down, and every time I went in I paid like $470 each visit. So the way they did it is like if I had a set of 30 trays, right, they would give me 4 trays maybe, or 5 trays, and then I'd come back. And the way that you would switch your trays, for me, the front of my teeth were very small, so they made me change my trays every 10 days. So that 4 trays, that's like 40 days. That's like a month and 10 days. So like every month or so, I would pay $470. And then they got to a point where my teeth were like good and I could change them every week. So then I started changing them every week. So that would be month. So every month, basically, it's like a monthly plan of $470. The way that I afford it is I had a good paying job and I had a great savings account, so I was able to afford it and invest in myself. How long did I have Invisalign in for? So originally I was set for a 8-month plan. However, my teeth, like this side, this left side, I had an open bite and it just would not close. So we went through trial and error. Like, my dentist was so sweet, so kind, so patient, and we just kept rescanning and rescanning and redoing it and redoing it and redoing Invisalign like 3 or 4 times to try to get this side closed. I even had rubber bands in at one point in my journey, just trying to get that closed. So I think overall in total I had my Invisalign in for 2.5 years, 2.5 years, I think, about 2.5 years. What can you eat and what can you not eat on Invisalign? So Invisalign is very different from braces because they're removable. So you're able to eat whatever you want, okay? But the caveat is, do not forget to floss and do not forget to brush your teeth, because it will be stuck into like, so basically when you're taking off your trays and you're putting them back on, you're gonna feel like they're getting tighter because they're squeezing and pulling and pushing your teeth together. So if you're not flossing, all that stuff is gonna be stuck in your gums and in between your teeth, and they're just gonna be closing, and you're just like at more risk to get cavities and more risk to get infections and things like that. So you can eat whatever you want. You can have popcorn, you can have whatever it is that you want to eat, you can eat it, but just make sure you're flossing so that way in between your teeth are clean. And then also be mindful of staining foods. So like if you're having something like curry chicken, you can have it, but be mindful that like turmeric stains, so like your trays will turn that color if you don't floss and if you don't brush your teeth. So just be mindful of that, because the Invisalign are invisible, okay? But if you're eating something or drinking things like coffee, it's gonna stain it and then you're gonna be able to see it. How long are you supposed to keep it in for? 23 hours a day, okay? You're only allowed 1 hour of eating, brushing, whatever, to have them off. Because they're like braces, the more you have them on, the more effective it'll work. And based on you leaving them on is based on how your treatment is going to go. So if you are somebody who will forget to put them on, don't go on Invisalign, because it'll just hinder your process and it'll slow you down. So basically, if you have your trays on for like maybe like 2 hours out of the day, and then you try to put them back on, your teeth might not even be in the same position and they might not fit, and you're gonna have to start your journey over again. If you have them on and you know you forget them one night or you lose them, then your next trays may not fit because you're still not done with that one. So it, like, you have to you know, have them on at all times. So 23 hours a day is how long you have to keep them in, and that means 1 hour of removal time, which is like for eating, brushing, things like that. How did Invisalign stay on your teeth? So the way that Invisalign stays on is that they have these like tabs, like they'll put on your teeth. They're like tooth color material, and at first they'll feel bumpy and you'll feel like like I'm not used to this, you know what I'm saying, like this is like weird. However, after a certain amount of time you get used to it, and it doesn't really show when you smile either. Like it's like tooth color material, they blend it to the color of your teeth, so it doesn't, like, they're just like these clear tabs, if that makes sense. You'll forget that they're there. You can brush right over them. Like they attach the Invisalign to your teeth. You'll feel the snap when you put them on and pop them off. How long did it take for you to see results? The next day. I'm not even kidding you guys. The next day I woke up from my Invisalign. Like I got the Invisalign the day before. I woke up the next day. I swear the results were instant. I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how fast we're working. Like, I seen results instantly. Like, I was so excited to put on my next set of trays and see the more results. Like, I was so excited. Every single tray, you can see the results. So instantly, immediately, you'll see the results, like immediately. How do you clean them? You'll just need toothbrush, hand soap, and water. Instead of putting toothpaste on your toothbrush, you'll put hand soap and you'll wash and you'll brush it like normal. The only reason you don't use toothpaste on the plastic, I forgot why, my dentist explained it to me, but it like messes up with the plastic that they use for the trays. It'll mess it up. So you really want to use hand soap and just rinse it out. Or you can put hydrogen peroxide on them. I know I did that before to clean them because they were staining. Or just rinse them out with water. But I highly recommend that you use soap. The bacteria in your mouth, you know your mouth be going through a lot. So just make sure you clean them like you clean your teeth. So when I'm brushing my teeth, I brush my other set of teeth because I literally call them my teeth. And make sure the hand soap that you use is not scented because that scent will stay in your mouth. So make sure you use a non-scented hand soap. Do you carry a brace kit? So I in the beginning carried toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, things like that in my bag, and that was when I thought it was 8 months, okay? But then it started to become 2.5 years and I was just like, bump all that. So I just carried floss sticks with me and I would rinse out my Invisalign and I would just brush my teeth before I'll brush my teeth in the morning and at night, because at first they were like, oh, brush your teeth after every single meal, and so like literally everywhere I went I was brushing my teeth, and it was just like very like getting annoying at some points. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it in the morning and at night, and it worked for me. My dentist said that's completely fine. Some pros and cons of Invisalign. Okay, so I would say a pro is affordability, because I think the last dentist that I had went to, they were trying to charge me $8,000 to put in some braces, and Invisalign cost me half that. So definitely affordable. It's flexible and it's invisible. So basically, like, it was flexible because nobody knew I had them on. It was like I can eat whatever I want. Like, I basically did dentistry on my own timing. It was like a burden in my life. It felt kind of normal. So it was like very like easy. It was fast because, come on now, 8 months, and like that was quick, because normally dentists, they'll tell you, oh, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Like, you'll see people in elementary school go through all the way through high school and still have braces, and like they graduate and they still have their braces, and I did not want that to be my life. So you know what, Invisalign is very, very fast, okay, like fast. And it also helps you not overeat. Is another pro that I put down, is that it helps you not overeat. So what I mean by that is that for Invisalign, you would have to take off your Invisalign, eat your snack, go floss, brush, and put it back on. And when you thought about it, when you're like, do I really want that cookie, or do I really want to eat that donut, or do I really need to eat them chips? when you think about how much you have to floss, brush your teeth, and like do all that stuff just because you wanted to snack, you're like, never mind. Like it just saves you the calories. You're just like, never mind. You're just like, I'll just sip on some water, I'm fine. And a con that I would say is it's easy to lose. You can lose Invisalign trays so easy, it's not even funny. I will literally have them on my bed and not see them because they're clear. I will accidentally drop them on the floor and literally be like on the floor like this, trying to find them with my hands like this, trying to find them on all fours. Like, they're so easy to lose if you don't carry them in their little case, because I literally would forget the case everywhere I went. So when I went to restaurants, I would put them in a napkin and I would throw the napkin away, and then I would have to go dumpster diving in there. The amount of times that I dumpster dive for my Invisalign trays is ridiculous. Like, and the thing is, here's the thing. If you say, oh, what's so important? I have new trays at home. Your new trays may not fit yet because you just changed them out, and then your old trays won't fit either. So it's like you're in a limbo, and the thing is, your teeth will shift, right? And so if it shifts, and then you tell your dentist, hey, I lost my Invisalign trays, you're gonna have to wait and go back and get rescanned and start your whole process over. And if your teeth shift again by the time they get your new trays, then you're gonna have to so when I say it's important to keep them, it's important to keep them. I think that would be like a con, because it's so easy to forget and so easy to lose. Like, I would just say that's a con. Like with the lipstick, like especially when I had a red lipstick, it was like I had to like I used to take like makeup remover wipes and like try to like get it out of the Invisalign, because it was so, like, first of all, it made it even more glossy and more noticeable. It was like lipstick teeth, and it was just, ugh, nobody wants lipstick teeth. At night, I would grind on my teeth because my teeth never touched before, okay? So like the top never met the bottom, and so when they got reunited and like reacquainted with each other, they were like, oh, we do this. You know what I'm saying? So I would like grind in the back of my teeth at night, so like I would cause little holes to occur in my Invisalign. So that would be like a con, is because like then that would just be like annoying to have to feel, is the little holes. And the last con that I would say is that you would talk with a lisp until you get the hang of it. So when you first put Invisalign on, you're not used to it, your tongue is not used to it, your mouth is not used to it. They're a little bit tight because, you know, like they're trying to tighten your teeth, and you're talking like you're talking with the and like, so your doctor or your dentist will tell you the more you talk, the better you'll become with having them on. And they retain so much spit, so sometimes you'll just be like sitting, I'll sit there and I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when you're taking them out, like there's spit that's coming out of it. Like, it's just like, it's, yeah, that would be a con, is that like when you're trying to take them out, spit will try to like, it's like you have to like suck, pull them out, suck, pull them out, because spit will literally be it'll be dragging. Sorry, TMI. So that's why it's important to floss, because if you're not flossing, guess what you're swallowing? That leftover food. Yummy. Next question. Did they hurt? So initially, the first day that I had Invisalign, like I was like, the first 24 hours, because you'll see a lot of YouTubes like, oh, the first 24 hours, like, oh my gosh, oh my god. Listen, you will make it through, okay? Like, it's not like you need headache pills, it's not like you need like Sensodyne, which is like that like Oragel sensitive to, you don't need any of that. Like, I promise you, like it will hurt because your teeth are tightening and they're moving, so of course you're gonna feel pain. However, is it unbearable? No, because I made it through, okay? Like, you're gonna make it through. Your teeth are gonna be sensitive, but you're gonna make it through. So it wasn't like unbearable, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's going to be different and uncomfortable because they're tight. And so when they're tightening your teeth, like when you're changing your trays every week, you're gonna initially feel that first or second day you're gonna be in a little bit of pain. You're not gonna be able to like bite down into an apple or anything. You're probably gonna want to eat soft foods or something like that. But it's only like the front teeth, I would say, like your front teeth, your molars and stuff, you'll be able to chew back there, but like you're gonna be very sensitive up front because those are the ones that are primarily moving. So like just the first day or two, and you have the trays in for like a week, so like after the second day you're gonna be like, oh yeah, my teeth are already good, they're good, and I can eat an apple again. So like just be mindful, like they're gonna hurt initially because it's like getting your braces tight or getting your hair braided. Like, you know, for the first day you're gonna like my hair is tight, can't really move it, like, oh, it's tight. But after that, you're fine. How often did you switch your braces? So at first, like I said, the bottoms were really small, so they had me changing every 10 days because they didn't want them to move too fast to the point where like they would just fall out, because I didn't have like that much like teeth in my actual gum. Like this was it. So they were moving them slowly, but once they got to a position where they were comfortable, my dentist was like, oh yeah, you can change every week. So the goal for normal people with normal teeth and stuff like that, you can change every week, but for me with small teeth, I had to change every 10 days until my dentist said it's okay to change every week. Would you recommend Invisalign? Absolutely. Like I said, my mom did it, my sister did it, my dentist did it. They seen my great results. Even people that I've talked to, like my friend, she was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get Invisalign, and like my other friend was like, I'm going to get scanned for my Invisalign, and I was so happy and so ecstatic for them because they seen me, my journey, how easy I made it look, and like just how like easy breezy it was. My friend literally, like, she was going through her pregnancy and she got on it because her teeth were shifting because of her pregnancy. So it was just a beautiful thing to see, like, you know, people being influenced by me, like actually taking care of my teeth. And like, yes, I would recommend it because like I literally been putting people on all over, and I'm about to put you on too because you're watching this video. Are the results permanent? Yes and no. So when you get braces, they tell you you have to wear your retainers afterwards or your teeth will shift. Same like Invisalign. After I'm done with these trays, like I'm done now, after the trays are done, I got retainers, and I'm going to have to wear my retainers every single night for the rest of my life so my teeth don't shift back to where they were or worse. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to do the process over, your retainers are very, very important. And the benefit of wearing Invisalign is that you're already used to that retainer type lifestyle. People with braces, they're not used to it. That's why it's easier for them to forget. But for Invisalign, because we're constantly putting trays in our mouth and taking them off, we know the routine. You know what I mean? Like, we know, okay, you have to take them off, I have to put them on, I have to put them on, I have to put them on. So your retainers are like the same way. They're the same type of plastic. For people with braces, they don't have to put anything in their mouth. So when they get the braces off, they're like, oh, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? So that's a benefit for you who's looking to get into Invisalign. What made you get on Invisalign? Insecurities. I wanted to fix my smile. Honestly, I'm on a self-love journey, you know, so everything that I perceived a flaw, like fixing my hair, my body, my teeth, my acne, everything that I've been doing is because I'm on a self-loving journey. Like you guys see on my page how I have the skincare routine, and I have, you know, my outfits are upgrading, and my weight loss journey, and my hair growth journey, because I literally shaved my hair bald. So everything that I'm doing is because I want to be comfortable in the skin that I'm in. So really what made me get on Invisalign is my insecurities. I'm on a self-love journey. Anything that I perceive as a flaw, I am fixing, okay? Like, there's no need to sit and pout and, you know, do all that. Just fix it. Why did you have rubber bands, and how did they put them in? So I had rubber bands because I had an open bite on my left side of my mouth, and that bite wouldn't come down. Like my molar, if you look closely, I still have like a small openness to that side, but it's like not very noticeable. But like this top molar is stuck up there and it won't come down, so it looks like I have an openness there still. So what we did was try to put rubber bands and pull them down. So like the same way you have the tooth color attachments, it's the same way for the rubber bands. So instead of like just attachment looking things, they actually make them into like a little donut, like a little like button on your tooth, and then like you put the rubber band around it, and the rubber bands are super small. I think I had some, I don't know, probably have some. The rubber bands are like super tiny. They're like the dental rubber bands, and you just put them on and they make your side, they make it more tighter. I had rubber bands all on this side of my mouth because this side was like the worst side. Like it was just an open bite. Like it was just so, like I had one back here, I had a rubber band back here and 2 up here, so it was like 3 rubber bands all together. And in your Invisalign, so like there's these trays, the way that they would cut out the trays is based on your attachments. So basically when my dentist did it, she notated that there would be a rubber band here, so they literally would cut out the Invisalign tray to fit that mold of the rubber band. So you would have like the invisible trays and the invisible rubber bands because the rubber bands were clear. Did the plastic poke your gums? Yes, it did. So what I was able to do is on the trays, like the ends, because I have my my wisdom teeth still in, so when they scanned me, they would kind of give you a little bit of extra tray for your wisdom. So I would just cut those off because those would poke the back of my mouth. Just cut them off with a scissor and file it down. Just file it down so it's like not a sharp edge, and you'll be fine. So like when you put your trays on, your dentist will ask you, is there anything, like, do you feel like anything tight, or do you feel like anything's poking you, or do you feel like they're okay? And you probably, like, I for the longest had like a poke on the bottom of my mouth, like around here. And so basically what I did was like I would just cut them with the scissor and I would file it down like a nail, and like when I put them back in, it was fine. Or your dentist could do it for you if you feel like, ooh, a little bit too scared. But she showed me how to do it, and I did it, and I was fine for the rest of my trays. Can you whiten your teeth while on braces? So you can, but here's the thing. At the end of your journey, they're going to whiten your teeth for you. They're going to give you these this paste. Next question, how did you know when to change your trays? So for me, they give you these bags, right? What tray number you're on out of what tray number, right? So you go into the dentist on a Monday and you know you're supposed to change every 10 days. They'll put these, well, my dentist did put like the date that I'm supposed to have these on. So if I went on a Monday, 10 days from Monday, I would look at this date and I would put it on my calendar, or I would put like a phone reminder or an alarm, or calendar notification, or something to alert me like, hey, it's time to change your trays. Also, your trays will start to feel looser, and that's when you kind of know, okay, it's time for me to change my trays, because they're not as tight. Like they get loose to a point where you're kind of like sitting down and you're like you're like literally pulling them down with your tongue, putting them back up, pulling them down, pulling them back up, like you're playing with it, and it's become very loose. That's when you kind of know, okay, it's time to change. A funny story. So a funny story with my Invisalign is people would be baffled at the fact that I'm sticking my hand in my mouth and pulling out these clear plastics. Like when I tell you, people used to be shocked and like scared and like confused. Like I would be at parties and like the little, you know, hors d'oeuvres would come around and they would be like, oh, do you want something? And I'm like, yeah. So I grab one and I'm like, I can't put it back. I can't just put it in my mouth because I have trays in. Even though sometimes I did forget I had trays in, because you get so used to them that you try to put something in your mouth and then you're like, oh, can't chew. I have the things in. So I would like take the little hors d'oeuvres from the party. And then I would just be like, oh, so casual. I was like, oh, good, good. And somebody in the corner of my eye across the room would just be like just so invested in my mouth. And like people that I would be talking to, and like, you know, like just like my family, like just like when I would just randomly pop them out to eat something, people would be lost and so confused because they can't see it. So they're like, why is she sticking her hand in her mouth? And then when you finally pop it off and they're like, oh my god, what was in your mouth? It's like, they would just be so confused as to like first of all, her hand is in her mouth, deep in her mouth. You take them off and put them on is that you use your hand to do it. So basically there's like, when you put them on, you can feel like a spot where you can, like, normally the back of your mouth. So you would go to the back of your mouth when you're with your finger, and you would like pop them out and then take it out and take it out. Like, that's how you would take them out. And then when you put them back on, you just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a routine. So when people see me do it, it was shocking to them. So that's how you take them off and put them on. Your dentist will definitely be there to help you take them off and put them on, because they're easy. But you know, do they charge you for a rescan? No, they don't charge you for your journey. So basically, like for me, I was on there for 2.5 years, even though my contract or whatever was predicted for 8 months. They won't charge you because the goal is that you're getting on these braces to fix your smile. So as long as you're not satisfied, they're not going to stop rescanning. So it's going to be free of charge. It's not like you're going to have to pay another $5 grand every single time your results didn't come out good. It's kind of like having braces. Every time you just go and tighten until you like your teeth. Do you have any regrets? No. I should have done this sooner. What's the process? So the process of Invisalign is that you go in for a consultation. There, they will tell you what you need to do before you actually get the Invisalign in. So for me, I had a couple of cavity fill-ins that I needed to get. I got 2 of my molars removed because they were so far gone, like cavity ate them all up. So I had no teeth basically. So they had to remove what was left. They had to give me a cleaning because with the Invisalign, you're prone to more bacteria, prone to more plaque buildup, prone to more infectious. So they have to give you a cleaning before. They scanned your mouth. So they use this like they use this little thing and it maps out the shape of your teeth, and you'll see it on this screen. And they basically do the top, the bottom, and they tell you to smile or bite down, and they do your bite as well. They'll tell you, okay, we'll call you when they come in. Your next appointment will be this day, because the trays normally get delivered in this amount of days, this amount of weeks. So then your next appointment, you'll come in, they'll put the attachments onto your mouth. And then after they put the attachments in, they'll try your Invisalign on, and then they'll show you how to take them off, put them on, and then they'll give you like a couple, like maybe 4 or 5 to start you off with, send you on your way. You'll come back every 4 or 5 to pay your payment and get new trays and keep your journey going. I think that's all the questions. I am so happy that was all the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this answered all of your questions. And if you have any more additional questions, please leave them down in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you guys for watching, and I love you guys. See you on the next one. Bye.